Hey guys, so after quite a late night last night, just too late, I'm up early to do this webinar. I will sort my hair out before then. Macronutrient mastery is on the cards. Going live very soon. 100% sure where this guy who I'm doing this with is from, but the connections were really laggy, so not going to plan so far. The interview is done and it's going to be available on late February to early March, and there's a load of other great speakers out there. I'll be sure to let you guys know. Basically talked about why macros are important, why micro is important, how you would set those, and how you would kind of manipulate them going forward for muscle gain and fat loss. If you guys are interested in getting daily emails like that in your email box, just go to my website and click here to get stronger, and that will take you through to here. You'll get a non-restrictive gimmick-free meal plan, strength workouts and supplement guide, enter your first name and email, and you want to get stronger. If you want to be a part of the community of bodybuilders, powerlifters, or people who just want to get fit and strong, then join my free group here. I recommend you screenshot this. We've got some real fitness experts in there, some natural pro bodybuilders, some really strong powerlifters, so get on. While my breakfast is just in the microwave, I'm going to answer a question, which is how to lose weight and eventually tone. For real simple, to lose fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. So you've got your maintenance calories, your energy expenditure, and the amount you're taking in here and here. Maintaining weight, they're both level. To lose weight, your calorie intake needs to come down, or your energy expenditure needs to come up. So you're in a The key is here to eat less and move more effectively, but there are better ways about fat loss, and I recommend if you want more, look up this article. We want fat loss, not muscle loss. You want to get enough protein, and you also want to train in a way that's going to maintain your muscle mass, and that's what's going to help you tone. The toning is basically an increase in muscle mass and a decrease in fat mass, so that brings around a level of tone under the surface. Conclusion, if you're relatively new to training, get on to doing some kind of compound list, full body, kind of 3 times a week, and get into a slight calorie deficit, and you'll see great results. I think I'm joking when I tell you a carrot and bowl of oats is for breakfast, but yeah, I'm going to eat that whole carrot because I get my veggies in all the time. Days for me are kind of social media days and also creating new client programs. So far I've done a webinar and I've got my email set up, now to programming, and then so I literally wrote the most epic Facebook post to go out later this week and my computer crashed. Me on a Monday, running late for my workout, and this is kind of the week before my deload, so it's a tough week. Here's my kind of primary bench day. This is powerlifting strength block, and I have got some little Red Bull. I just have a protein bar, and notice that chocolate under my eye. So if you saw in that other video, I had something mark here, that was chocolate. Weeks have probably been 2 of the worst weeks I've had in a while of training. Nothing really has gone well, and when I say nothing, I just mean my squat. I either get some PRs on bench today, and I'm hoping for PR later in the week on sumo deadlift. I am absolutely drained, and it makes me laugh because people do this to themselves week in, week out. They go to absolute failure. Or kind of high RPEs, and this is kind of my last week in my block, and I'm going to RPE 9s, and I'm drained. Felt like this in the first week of my training block or my mesocycle. What would I do next week? I'd be screwed. Whereas next week I'm deloading, so I'm fine. See, what I'm saying is don't always shoot those high intensities all the time. They have their place, at the end of a mesocycle before your deload. That's about it. Anyone else who's bulking ever get it where they're just like their fiber gets out of control and they're just searching around for tasty carbs that are low in fiber? At the end of the day, most wholesome carbs are pretty damn fibrous, so you're better off having things like biscuits and I'd just say 2 ginger nuts. Carbohydrate source that is good, that's low in fiber, is basmati white rice. I just cannot be bothered to cook any. I look quite odd lying on the floor. That might leave you wondering how much fiber is too much. Well, general recommendations are kind of like 10 to 20% of your total carb intake. I have 70 grams as my cutoff point. If you are on kind of like a low carbohydrate diet, that might leave you not getting enough fiber. So you might want to go 10 grams per 1,000 calories, but your cutoff point will be individual. As I was saying, your cutoff point is going to be very individual to you. If you're used to having a lot of fiber in your diet, your digestive system might be adapt to it. My cutoff point personally is 7. Guys, I'm like officially beaten. Webinar this morning, training, emails for the week, almost did my social media, and 3 training. I think it's largely down to having a high degree of lifestyle stress and also training stress recently and really poor sleep. If anyone was interested in joining my newsletter list or joining my free bodybuilding and powerlifting group, just drop me your email and I'll add you up. Oh, and I do appreciate you guys who did sign up to the bodybuilding powerlifting chat group because I know there are some of you and I'm looking forward to talking to you in there. Why have you bought these avocados?
Because they're good fats.
What makes them good?
They help old ladies across the road.
It's got some authentic homemade pizza on the go. Got my authentic homemade base with my puree and cheese. I had a question come through about increasing calories for bulking. Should you increase protein when you've already got protein at 1.2 grams per pound? 0.2 grams of protein per pound is easily sufficient protein, so any increase in calories should come from fat or carbohydrate. If you've got sufficient carbohydrate and fat already, which I would have thought you'd do if you're bulking, then just do it by preference. Do a really quick dieting tip, and that is to have a salad before you have your main meal. Studies have shown that people who have salads before their main meal will eat less. You might be thinking, Steve, why are you having a salad? You're not trying to lose fat, aren't you trying to gain weight? And you would be correct, and the answer is I'm just a greedy pig. Here I've got roast aubergine, tomato and onion, and then I've got my authentic homemade pizzas.